Amazing. Welcome to the first episode of the PLA podcast. We are joined by no other than Tej, and I'm going to take a moment and introduce her to you all. She's been an active and quite a leader in our community at PLA. And so wanted to take a moment to introduce this incredible speaker and our guest for today's podcast. So Tej is Vice President and Lead Technical Program Manager at JP Morgan Chase, with 23 years in the IT industry, leading large-scale transformations and global teams. Born and raised in India, and now living in the US. Known for leading with heart, connection, and full ownership in both work and life. A top performer and active contributor of the PLA community, as we're so blessed to have her a part of. Passionate about adapting change and supporting others through transformation, balancing high pressure career and life as a mother of two, of course, and believes in growth as a lifelong journey. Outside of work, she loves travel, quality time with family, and personal growth. So give it all up for Tej. She's been such a gift to be a part of and to get to know personally throughout our journey at PLA. Welcome, Tej, to the PLA
Thank
podcast.
you. Thank you, Dunya. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited about interviewing you. I think it's such a privilege truly to have been in rooms and seen you perform in the last few months truly. And not just that, is being an active and very important contributor to this community has been such a gift.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm
I'd say
thoroughly enjoying the program. So, yep, let's dig into.
amazing. I'd say one of the key questions is how would you describe yourself, even though we've had a little formal introduction, how would you describe yourself and where you're at right now in your career and life?
Yeah, as you said, yes, I come from India, born and brought up by two of my role models, my parents. And my mom is actually a retired school principal, and my father is a retired assistant general manager in bank in like State Bank of Hyderabad. Earlier, now it's State Bank of India. So both of them have given very strong importance to education. So and they both manage their careers and their personal life so well. It's sometimes it's like looking at them daily all my life, like throughout, I don't feel overwhelmed managing my career and my personal life. Definitely two kids and a dog, and of course my husband has a demanding job. It is a lot, but career and family, I think, go hand in hand. So I have seen how they have done it, so it makes me repeat the same thing these days or all my career. So which is what I always look up to them. It's great to see them handle that, and I'm in the same boat as they were at one point. Yep.
It's incredible. I can totally see where the inspiration and the upbringing has still such an influence on your career today.
Yep. And yeah, I've been doing multiple roles since like past 23 years now, been in IT. And I came to this country after marriage. I started in IT, and I started as a quality assurance analyst, grew to be like a lead and a manager. I've managed several teams. I enjoy being in leadership roles. That's my motivating factor, where I'm like trying to bring up my team along with me, working together, kind of putting like vision to a reality is what kind of motivates me. So it's been a great and fantastic and fulfilling journey all my career. I've learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot, and would love to continue learning rest of my life. So enjoy the project management space that I've been in, and looking forward to even greater things ahead.
Beautiful. I think you bring up such an important point in that answer, and I think that piece around leadership requiring that quality of vision and bringing it down and grounding it into reality. And oftentimes, people are very skilled in one versus the other, but bringing both together takes a very, very special skill set that I think that you're very, very blessed to have, and you've worked through over the years. I'd be so curious. What was the greatest lesson or the biggest challenge of really stepping into that leadership role over and over again throughout those different phases of your career?
I think if you lead through your heart, right? I don't see it as a challenge at all. Leadership in my mind is like the vision, and you have to live along with the team. It's not that okay, you just delegate and forget things, but I mean, what really, if I can actually tell you a small story that I can relate to what my mom used to do when we were kids. We are three siblings, like three sisters, and even if one of them used to win, like, or get a good award or a small trophy or something, like even a good grade for that matter, she used to literally buy three chocolate bars, like, and in those days it was like a big chocolate bar, and as a kid, having that was like a delight, right? It was a luxury for us to have that chocolate bar. And doesn't matter who got the grade, even if I got it or my sister got it, she used to get it for like all three of us. I always remember that as, like, I call it to myself that it's like a chocolate bar lesson for me, because what she's taught, or to us indirectly, is don't leave anyone behind and celebrate the small wins, right? And you're celebrating the team success. It's not just like the individual success. And I feel that I really implement the same strategy in my career life. Like, any project that we deliver, there is no way that one person can do it. It's the team that comes together, and it's the team that brings vision into reality. A leader can have a vision, but it's team that's really executing it. So, and even like showing the big picture to the team on why we are doing, what's the purpose, and celebrating the small wins. That way the team is like having that momentum to finish the project, however long it takes, however big it is, and ensuring that you're not leaving anybody behind, kind of gets you success automatically. It doesn't matter what role you have, what title you have. And I personally feel leadership has nothing to do with titles, but it's more to do with the energy that you actually get into the get in the room, right? Like, if somebody is there as a leader, what kind of energy are they bringing, what vision are they bringing, how much are they supportive when things are going south? So that's what truly defines a leader, is the way I look at it. So yeah, maybe that was like the starting point for me to kind of not leave anybody and have everybody included in your journey and bring the team along with you. um, that makes a huge, at least it made a huge difference for me.
Wow. I think there's such a big lesson there for everyone listening to this podcast. I think there's a great teaching in this. And I love the playfulness of the chocolate bar lesson. I think it's just so playful. It's so easy for everyone listening to remember this. And, what wisdom that your parents really, really instilled in you as children that still leads a lot of your career and the way you lead today. And I love this piece of like, we're in this together. One wins, we all win. And I love this piece of no one's left behind. Because you're right, things can get very, very challenging in our careers and our work and our projects. And it's when we come together and we work as a team that we really achieve the impossible.
Yep, yep, yeah,
So
that's
good.
so
Okay.
true.
Beautiful. I'm excited. We hear about, little Tej, we hear about the career Tej. I'm curious on like what's still ahead? What are you still excited about in the future and what's still coming for you?
Um, I'm definitely excited about AI. You hear that a lot, and definitely anybody who is not already onboarded with it, I would say get on the train quickly. It's very much happening. It's happening now. It's again going to be a huge learning for everyone. But one thing that I have seen throughout my career, especially being like coming from India to here, like constant change, even in my career, right? Like when I first came here, two different countries, two separate uh, team members that I worked in India versus here, the culture is different. And even after like working for so many years, I still feel that change is constant. And you have to walk with the change. There's no way that we can fear AI. There is no way that you can fear change, but rather adapt. And if you kind of adapt, it'll help you to not just grow, but thrive. So that's how I see AI as well. It's changing fast. And yes, we started with using AI for simple like task like, okay, how do I edit my email, or how do I summarize this Word document, to pretty much like agentic AI, where like the agentic AIs or the bots are actually doing multiple things for you, right? And every role you can heavily use AI to kind of improve and get efficiencies in your role. So start thinking on where you can improve, how it can make your life easy, and rather than thinking it's something totally new, or it's something more dangerous, or is it like going to replace my job, I think just accept it. The quicker you learn, the quicker you accept and adapt to it is better. So I'm really really excited to see what it's in store for all of us. At the same time, uh, yeah, personally I am like, I would love to continue to learn and grow, and what I'm excited to see is um, how my kids will look up to me in the future. That always keeps me going. Today, proudly say my parents are my role models. I'm hoping one day my kids would say the same thing. But yeah, that's what keeps me going on, like achieving what next and whatever the best thing is out there for me. So we'll wait and watch.
Beautiful. I love this. I love that first answer that you've shared with us, this piece around like there's a tool that the whole world is coming across, is facing, and we don't have a choice. We have to accept it and use it to empower us and use it as a tool moving forward, rather than getting afraid and trying to avoid something that's really unavoidable at this stage of, evolution and technology and the change of our careers that we're seeing more and more forward.
Yep. Yep.
And this next piece about your children, I think that this goes to show that not only have you demonstrated technical skills over the years, you've demonstrated incredible leadership qualities, but also if someone were to look in your personal life, that those leadership qualities are still very much there, and the way you lead with such integrity, it really shows through the different facets of your life.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think thanks to my parents, then yeah, that's what I can say. It's totally. I've seen them doing any task at their hand, like their career, their work, their personal life, conscientiously, pretty much all the time, and that's what keeps me completely owning things that I take up. So if I'm going in, I'm going all in, and there is no look back. There is, yeah, uh, it's like one focused individual is what I would say, which I was way different when I was a kid. I mean, to start off with, right? Like when I was really little, I was not an academic star to start with. Like when I started studying, until like I came to middle school, maybe I never took studies seriously. I was like play, have fun, very carefree kid, enjoying life. I don't know what happened in middle school. Something switched, and I was like, okay, this needs to change. And the pride, maybe the pride kicked in with like, I really didn't feel like being left behind, or and then that day I changed my mindset towards education or any task that I own, or so it was always like more focused approach in whatever I took it up. But yeah, so I'm a living example for somebody who's like not an academic star to a focused leader at this point, is what I would say. But yeah, everybody gets their chance, or the day comes when they start taking things seriously.
Absolutely. And it's perfect. It actually leads into the next question I want to ask you was, if someone doesn't grow up with the, academia as their background, and they don't grow up with the blessing of having incredible parents like you have had, and they're looking to really like grow their leadership skills, what can you recommend to those people? Because obviously the greatest leaders, breed more leaders. So what would you recommend to someone who says, I really want to work on my leadership skills? Where do I start, Tej?
Definitely start wherever you are. The first step. Don't think about where to start. Just start, begin, and the path will open up for you. So start walking, and it'll open up for you. Leadership is something that you have to learn while you're doing it. It's not like, okay, you can read a book and implement certain strategies. Only thing that I can say is lead with your heart. I was really blessed to have awesome managers, awesome mentors, and coaches in my life. And I think everybody teaches you a different lesson, not just the mentors and the coaches, even the team that you're leading, right? every individual has something to share, something. Be open, is what I would say, because you can learn anything from anybody. It doesn't have to be a superior to you, or hierarchically somebody who's higher to you that you are looking up to have a mentor. You can even learn from your mentees, right? When you're coaching somebody, there's so much learnings that you get from that person. So definitely don't think it's like a big skill to learn. You will learn it as you're doing it, and do it with your heart. We do it with true intention of helping the person, helping the team, help the project reach the business goal or reach the strategic initiative. The intention has to be, how can you collaborate? How can you bring the team together? And I've seen people in my career who really want to grow, who really want to make an impact. And I think knowing, having that connection with your team and knowing what's their intention in the purpose that they're living for, the purpose that they're doing their job, and helping them achieve that goal, you will automatically grow as a leader. People will look up to you, and you are helping them grow while you are growing. So it's a combined effort, right? It's not like one rule that I would say that works. As long as you're leading with your heart and fulfilling what the project or the team, or what's best interest for the project versus the team, is what you should do. um, think selflessly is what I would say, being a leader.
Mm. It's beautiful. You brought up so many good points. I think that at the very beginning of our conversation, it was being, being very, very present and being part of the team, being in the trenches when things get difficult, connecting with the team, understanding their why. Why are they in this position? Why are they part of this organization? Why are they doing the work that they're doing? And really that piece of connection, that communication, getting to know them on a much, much deeper level, I think is really powerful, as you shared. So let's just say, we're talking to a brand new manager and they're trying to find ways of connecting to their team. Some people are obviously doing this hybrid work model, working from home, working some days from the office. How does a brand new manager find new ways to connect to their team today?
Yeah, I think sometimes, yes, working from home and remote could be a challenge because you're pretty new. Uh, but be a good listener to start with. Any conversation that you're having with them, don't just like try to listen to kind of respond. And this is what I have learned recently, and that's one of the tip I actually learned from PLA. So be open to their opinions, and that's when you will truly make connections. I have seen fair amount of tough stakeholders in my career, right? Like managing projects is pretty much not the task, but it's like managing the team, managing the stakeholders. And most of the times, what has helped me is in managing this tough stakeholders, or going your way through that rough road, is always trying to listen, to empathize, and understand where they're coming from. Because everybody has an opinion, everybody is thinking in their own way, and end of the day, they want project success, you want project success. You being a new manager, you definitely want to win there. And if you kind of listen and empathize, there's always a win-win situation. And so I would strongly recommend, be an active listener and empathize with your team, and start building those connections and start building that rapport or relationship with them, which will make your life easy. Um, People will come up to you to kind of help you and get you up to speed with your knowledge. And be open about the agenda, right? Like when you're talking to somebody, what's the purpose? What are you trying to get out of that meeting? It shouldn't be like a waste of time for somebody else either, just because you're trying to get knowledge, or you're trying to um, get to know about the company, right? There's always to and fro, right? Like in give and take. But definitely be clear on the agenda, be clear on the purpose, and have active ears always listening. That should give you ways to connect, even if you're hybrid. It could be on Zoom calls. These days you can use technology big time to at your advantage. And yeah, maybe schedule some one-on-ones with your team members. Maybe uh, try to make an attempt to visit the office maybe once a quarter or once a year or something, to have that personal connection, though you're hybrid. But if it's completely remote, I think Zoom calls, ensure that you are with your camera on in every meeting and every recording, right? That way, this people can connect to the face and the voice, and you are visible, though you're remote. There's still lots of ways to ensure that you are feeling included as part of the team or part of the organization. Yeah.
Totally. And I think those are some great tips and tricks and tactics to be able to connect with our team, especially in this new hybrid model that a lot of people in different organizations are dealing with. And it's,
Yeah.
very effective. And you brought up such a good point, like the simplicity, but the effectiveness of truly listening to listen and understand versus listening to
Yeah.
respond. And
Yeah.
so many of us overlook that and the power of really getting to know people. And I love that second piece around the agenda, being honest. We're getting on this call today to connect. We're getting on this call to share this beautiful podcast. This is the agenda for today, and just being transparent. I think that communication piece is such an effective way of getting a message across and getting some effective communication.
Yep. Yep.
Amazing. Well, I'm very curious. We've seen the absolute evolution of you in the last 6 months, and it's just been such an absolute gift. I want to know from your perspective, what has changed for you in the last 6 months?
Um, yeah, I think a lot of things. Definitely, I've joined PLA, and I'm glad I took that decision, right? It's otherwise, yeah, life was busy with like career and family, and that's been my life for the past 20 plus years. And what PLA has given me is the proximity with the people, with like-minded people who are willing to grow to the next level or change their mindset, improve their communication skills, and always thinking ahead and saying, okay, where do I learn, what do I do next? You Otherwise you wouldn't take time to do things like that. Now I'm taking time to read some books, I'm taking time to connect better with my family or friends and build my network. So it's a lot of things where you ignore. And I think we all need mentors and coaches in our life. I always had mentor throughout my career, no doubt about it. Like within the organization, I always looked up to my senior leadership to kind of ask and raise my hand for help and whatnot. But yes, I think having coaches or mentors in your life will really make you think, okay, what is that you want to accomplish, what is your purpose, and where am I headed to? And so yes, I think PLA has helped me to build that proximity, to build and continue to build on myself in terms of like taking time to do these little things that I would have never thought of, because life does get busy, and the proximity is what I'm really enjoying at this point. Then yeah.
I think one of the big things that I want to highlight is someone like you, Tej, has been someone who plays full out in every environment she walks into. And I think that that's important to acknowledge because, so many people, let's compare it to a gym membership. So many people have a gym membership. And so few people after the second week of January, it's like, you can't find them anymore. And the reality is it's so easy to say, we have access to these great tools, these great communities, but it truly takes an all-star player to
Yeah.
take that to the finish line and really knock it right out of the park. And I think that this is a moment that I really want to take the time to really highlight you and the work that you've put into this, the intention you've put into this. You play so full out and you play courageously. You'd like to go first, you don't mind, you really embody the work by example, and that's important to highlight and take a moment and really honor that. And so I just want to honor you for this moment.
Thank you so much for all the kind words.
It's well deserved, truly. And I think you're right. There's such a value to proximity, and so many of us, whether it's in our career or personal life,
Yeah.
forget the power of proximity because we get so caught up in the busyness of our lives. We get caught up with work, we get caught up with chores, with family, with responsibilities, and life's passing by. Like, the next 2 years are going to go by whether you like it or not. And I'm speaking to the audience in that way. And it's like you could take this moment and really evaluate who is within your circle, who is within your reach, and who are you spending time with? Because energy, thought patterns, goals, habits are all extremely contagious. And so it's asking yourself, is my lifestyle truly, leading me to the life I actually want to live, leading me to the goals that I'm trying to reach, leading me to a place that I'm going to be so proud of the legacy I leave behind for my children. Like you mentioned, I think there's some great questions for our audience to ask themselves and ourselves in this moment around that.
Yeah, yeah, yep. So truly said. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that that piece around mentors, so that again, proximity and mentors. I often make this joke, but every doctor has a doctor. Every
Yeah,
coach has a coach. So it's
yeah,
like, who are you looking up to in this moment, and who is stretching you outside your comfort zone? So it's
yeah,
easy, especially as a go-getter, to go and reach for the next thing. But a mentor, what will happen will stretch you beyond what you think is possible, because they'll have a vision actually oftentimes bigger than the one that you have for yourself.
yeah. And I think anytime mentors are training or coaching you from their experience, right? And at least you have that huge support that you're not doing all this by yourself. You have a team to support you, and you have a mentor or a coach to support you, right? So and it's always great to copy things that have worked for others in the past, and there's no shame in copying things what worked for others, right? You should be happy and blessed to hear certain techniques that worked for others and speed up things for you. So I think that's where the coaches and the mentors actually help you in reaching your goals much faster, is the way I look at it. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love that quote, success leaves clues.
Yes,
And it's
yes,
been
yes.
amazing to watch your journey, Tej, and your journey filled with success. You've left so many clues for so many of our other PLA members of, really achieving, the belt system and moving forward. And it's just been a pleasure to watch and be a part of that journey with you.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, Dunya. So yeah, every bit of it. So it feels like I'm competing with myself, which is a great feeling. So that's one thing that keeps me going, and I'm like, okay, something else that I'm looking forward to do, and something more interesting, and it's one after the other, and the adrenaline rush is like pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's very important. I think once you start taking action, I think that's what drives you, right? That gives you the momentum, and you're like constantly taking action one after the other. So, yes.
I think you bring up such a good point, and I really want to touch on that piece around action and momentum. Oftentimes, that first step is so difficult, and so many of us hesitate to take that reach. And once that first step is taken, and we're in a community that's also taking action and is in momentum, it can be extremely contagious and allow us to just keep moving the ball forward, where each action gets simpler and simpler as we move forward.
Yes, absolutely. At least that's what I have experienced within being part of the PLA program. So, yes, absolutely.
That's amazing. Well, I want to know what does next 6 months look like, PLA or no PLA. I want to know, what does Tej in 6 months, if we were to like take a moment and just like skip through time, what do you see for yourself then?
Yeah, reach my career goal. That's my first thing to accomplish, and definitely become the Tej 2.0 version, and yeah, be proud of like, okay, reading quite number of books this year, and which I used to push it off, but yes, I'm taking time these days, and and just enjoy the process. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm not like really thinking that, okay, where will I land, where will how what who will I be, but it's more of like, I know I'm in the right track. So I am definitely feeling confident that yes, I will achieve my goals, which is what it is. But I'm enjoying the process. More importantly, I'm thoroughly enjoying the process, and I'm learning. So that's what keeps me going. So, yep, I'll have to wait and see what age will be 6 months from now. But yeah, I'm enjoying the process, is what I can say.
Wonderful. And I think that that is such a powerful thing to really loop this conversation on, is that piece around enjoying the process. So many of us that are achieving these big goals and are extremely ambitious and are legacy driven, what impact are we leaving behind? Forget that, today is a gift. This moment, this
Yeah,
conversation, this evening is a
yeah,
gift. It's a gift to get to share it with you, Tej, and get to highlight the beautiful soul that you are and everything that you embody truly, and the actions that you've been taking. It's just been a true treat. And being present and enjoying that ever unfolding journey as we're achieving our goals is essential.
yeah. Yep. Thank you, Dunya. I think there's this book called The Courage to Be Disliked. I'm not sure if you've.
Love that book.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's by Ichiro Kishimi, right? That's one of the book that I read recently, and it actually talks about spotlight on the current moment. These are not the exact same words, but forget the past, forget the future. As long as you're taking small steps in the present, you will land to your future, right? So just spotlight on the current and focus on what you're doing right now. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, and it's a beautiful book. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. Talks a lot about horizontal relationships, whatnot. Yeah, I know you didn't ask me anything about the book,
Love
but
this.
yeah, I think that just reminded me about just focus on the current and don't worry about the past, don't worry about the future. But yes, start begin somewhere and just walk. Yeah,
Mm. And I love that you bring up this book. I love this book so much. So it's so perfect. And I'm so glad you gave, our listeners and our audience a little glimpse into that book and the value that it's brought. There's so much potency. You're right, in the sense where really the only moment that truly exists is the now. The
yeah,
future, we have no idea how it's going to unfold. Even if we were to put every single action necessary to achieve our goals, there is the magic of life that keeps happening and unfolding. And oftentimes, if you look back at every single one of our careers, it's so wild how we got there. We could have never predicted the journey getting here.
yeah.
So it's just like, can we enjoy being here in this moment?
Yeah, and I think that's what truly helped me, to be frank, right? Like, I've done my roles, like my career journey, whatever I was thrown at. I really didn't like have a vision saying, oh, I want to be in the project management space as a leader, or I wanted to lead a quality assurance team, or I wanted to lead application development teams. Or no, I mean, I was just thrown at things. I just kept doing, going by all in. I think that's what my mantra is, and that's what has helped me. Just living in the moment and do your best, whatever you can, and yeah, it'll automatically lead where we are all worth it. So that's what I strongly believe. So, yep.
So beautiful. It makes me want to end on a little quote before I ask you one last question is, so many people are after looking for doing what they love instead of loving what they do. And it's like we are in this moment and you are on
Yeah,
this path and we're in this career, in this journey, in this project. And it's so easy to think that the answers are outside on some other journey, on some other path, and where our feet are is exactly where they need to be in this moment.
yeah, yep,
So
yes.
my last question for you is a
Mhm.
sweet, playful one. Is if we could go back to middle school Tej and give her an insight, a piece of advice, something that we'd love to say to her, what would it be, Tej?
Uh, Going back, I need to think about this. Going back and giving an advice to the middle school age. Uh, yeah, I think she was doing all in from then. When she played all in. When she changed her mind, she went all in with academics. And uh, I think the only advice that I would give it to the age or anybody out there is just be happy, because I think happiness end of the day is a choice. Irrespective of the situation that you're in, you can always choose to be happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that's what I would say. And don't think about what others are thinking about you. Just let that not bother you at all. Just believe in yourself and just do what um, you would do. I would definitely say that, yeah, what changed stage when she was in a middle school, maybe, as I said, the pride kicked in. I didn't want to be left behind, and the peer pressure or whatever kind of changed things for her. But now I would say that, yeah, just be yourself. Don't worry about what others are thinking about you. Just go all in, enjoy what you're doing, and the rest will fall in place. Because I think the world around us will have opinions, whether you're this way or that way. They will continue to make their opinions. That's their task. What you need to do is your task. Strongly believe in what you need to deliver and just keep doing and enjoy what you're doing.
Beautiful. That was such a beautiful insight to finish our conversation of today. And I am sure the audience got so much value and so many insights on, your journey, what you've shared with us, some of the tools, trips, and that you've shared with our audience. And we're excited to see what Tej 2.0 looks like, and so excited to see you continue to leave legacy and impact in this world.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you again for having me here. I enjoyed having the conversation. So, yep,
It's been
you
a
have a
true
beautiful
pleasure,
evening.
and still so grateful for PLA just to get to connect us. This is in some
Yes,
ways the reason that we got to connect in this lifetime. So always want to give credit where credit is due. And it's just been an absolute privilege to get to spend these minutes with
yes,
you today.
yes, absolutely, completely agreed. And yeah, it's great connecting with you. And yeah, I'm enjoying the process of being part of the PLA member. And thank you for everything that you do, Tanya.
Oh, such a pleasure. And we'll talk so soon. And we'll see you all on the next episode of the PLA podcast.
Yep, see you
Bye,
out there.
everyone.
Yep, bye.